so this guy named Scasm, Scasm. We just gonna call him Scasm. So this guy named Scasm, shout out to you, bro. He made this video saying Hogwarts Legacy might be a catastrophic failure. Let's find out. Before I get into this video, we got a new sponsor. Let's get into it.
40, 50 feet, why don't you turn around and let them get a view from there and see what the field of view looks like.
Are you a ghost too?
Alright, let's get into it, yo. We're gonna go ahead and just react to this joint. Obviously I'm gonna give my 2 cents on whatever he's talking about, whatever he's speaking on. I'm just gonna speak my piece. If I have something to say, I have something to say. If I don't, I don't. Let's get into it, bro.
It seems like aside from the sequel to Breath of the Wild, when I ask people what their most anticipated game of the year is,
I like edits like this.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter?
Harry Potter.
Harry
Potter.
It's like everyone on planet Earth is hoping they're going to wake up tomorrow and Hagrid is going to tell them, "You're a wizard." And they'll be swept off to Hogwarts to live out their days as a witch or master of the dark arts. I get it. It's a nice fantasy to have.
Why do I love
videos
videos like this?
Portkey Games is trying their
Hey, shout out to Portkey Games, bro. For real, shout out to Portkey Games.
absolute best to bring that to life with Hogwarts Legacy. I
And
mean, it's got
Avalanche.
everything. Room riding, exploration, every spell from the movies, the Room of Requirement. It's literally everything the Wizarding World has to offer, and they're handing it over to you to explore and experience as you wish. But, as good as it all looks and seems, there's a pretty huge chance that Hogwarts Legacy might be the biggest failure of 2023.
What?
Come on, bruh. We still got Starfield and other games. I can't say that. I'm sorry. From what I've seen, which is a lot of fucking gameplay, I'm not going to sit here and say that. Can't. It's evident that it's most likely not going to be a failure. But then again, we haven't played it yet. So we saw a lot of in-depth gameplay. I could understand if we didn't see any gameplay and things of that nature. Or just early gameplay. That's it. But come on, bro.
What? No.
Come on, bro. Let's
I'm
be real.
talking Cyberpunk levels of
You
bad.
stop. I knew he was going to bring this fucking Cyberpunk shit. No, bruh. Don't compare it to Cyberpunk, especially Cyberpunk in the beginning. Now Cyberpunk is really good. Now that shit is amazing. But don't fucking do that shit.
More on that later.
But
But why
I
is
knew
that?
it.
It's because Avalanche Software, the developers behind Hogwarts Legacy, are a completely unproven studio in this space. And being too ambitious can kill you.
Yeah,
Let me
keep low
explain.
expectations always.
It all starts
Always
with
keep
who
low
Avalanche
expectations.
Software is and what they're capable of. Maybe you've heard of them, but most likely you haven't. And that's because in the last 23 years, they haven't really made anything that's been worth playing. Literally since Rampage 2 Universal Tour on the N64. How could that be? They're making this giant game that looks insane, so they must have made something crazy good before this that led them to this point, right?
Wrong.
Avalanche
All right.
Games is essentially the movie tie-in studio.
All right, I have to pause this. So Avalanche and Portkey Games, I know this for a fact. They have a lot of devs from other companies that came from other companies that worked on a lot of big games. All right, so that's where this comes from. That is where Hogwarts Legacy comes from. That's why it looks the way it looks. That's why, like, the combat looks amazing. That's why everything looks really good on Hogwarts Legacy, because of the fact that all of these developers are experienced as fuck. And they merged one giant, couple big ass teams and created, now are on Avalanche and Portkey Games and things of that nature. So that's what that is, bro.
Pumping out games like Hannah Montana Spotlight
So,
World Tour,
yeah.
Cars 3 Driven
I
to
wouldn't
Win,
do that.
and the Toys to Life failure, Disney Infinity. These games are the definition of subpar, and there's really nothing
comparing
here
them to
proves
games
they're
that
capable
these
of
niggas
taking on
didn't
the
even
task of
create
making
that's
a
there now.
gigantic world full of amazing storylines
So
and
I wouldn't
features
do
and
that.
characters that really make you feel like you're part of this huge adventure. It's hard to believe they can go from Lightning McQueen to Harry Potter Simulator without any issue.
Easily.
And backing
Different
them to
people.
make sure this game comes out at the best of the best quality is Portkey Games, a studio only known for making a Harry Potter Pokemon Go ripoff.
That's no good.
You see what I'm getting at here? This is a
what
massively
he's
ambitious
saying.
project. A huge undertaking that for sure costs a ridiculous amount of money and an insane amount of resources to pull off. And unfortunately, I don't think they have it in them. Let's rewind back to 2 years ago, to the reveal of Hogwarts Legacy. This trailer lit the gaming world on fire. Like, I mean, people were going sicko mode for this game. And even though the trailer ended with a 2021 release window, which of course the obvious world-altering pandemic caused a delay there, people were completely happy to let the devs take as long as possible to make sure this game comes out right. And aside from the trailer not running at perfect stable frames, everything shown off looked amazing. But this is where the first problem arises. You see, if the footage they are happy to share runs at an unstable frame rate, then what's the stuff that they don't want to show look like?
Oh, that was 2 years
It's
ago!
an early build, so of course it won't be buttery smooth, so it's not really an issue, especially since at this point the game would be almost 2.5 years from release. But, and this is a big but, I'm talking Kim Kardashian, this butt is filled with concrete and who knows what else kind of butt. We've seen this exact situation before, except from a studio that seemed to know exactly what they're doing. Enter CD Projekt Red.
The reason why Cyberpunk was so fucked up in the beginning was because of the fact that the higher-ups, the stockholders, all of those people at CD Projekt Red was trying to rush, the higher-ups was trying to rush the game, basically. They wanted to rush the game out so they could get their money back. You know what I'm saying? So to get all their money back, they rushed it. The actual developers did not, see, niggas don't look up facts. They don't look up facts. Jesus Christ, research, y'all. The actual developers did not want to put the game out yet, not at all, because they knew it wasn't ready. So, these fucking higher-ups at CD Projekt Red, the stockholders and things of that nature, they literally forced the devs to put the game out. That's what happened with that situation. And that's why CD Projekt Red, or that's why Cyberpunk 2077 looks so good now with all the updates. And it looks fucking amazing, bro, with all the updates and shit now because of the fact that it's fucking fully done. You know what I'm saying? So, hey.
You have this studio that just made what many call one of the greatest games of all time, The Witcher 3.
I get it. He wants to put content. I get it.
200 Game of the Year awards and sold over 40 million copies, making it one of the highest selling games of all time. This game has everything, and every little detail is finely crafted and tuned to perfection. The storylines are great, the animations, the graphics,
gotta look up facts, bro. Gotta look
all
up
of it comes
facts
together to create an immense game of depth and scale. This is a huge world where honestly anything is possible, and making your way through it is an amazing feeling, and from start to finish, it's fantastic. So if they can do this with such success, clearly then their next ambitious title where you explore a single massive city must also be a clear success. But you'd be wrong. Cyberpunk 2077 at launch was an absolute
I thought we was talking about Hogwarts Legacy,
like, honestly,
bro.
the biggest disaster in
Jesus
gaming
fucking
history.
Christ.
This was probably the entire gaming population's most anticipated game ever, and it came out running and playing like absolute dog shit. Literally nothing you did in the game mattered or had any sort of significance, and it was all just a cover-up for this buggy and basically unfinished disaster. And you know what? If it can happen to them, a studio that at that point was on top of the world with every resource at their disposal, it can happen to Avalanche Software, the studio that gave us Tact.
I'm sure they're not being rushed.
The point I'm trying to
make
highlight
the
here
game.
is that while
why they
Hogwarts
pushed it
Legacy
back to
seems like a
2023.
game filled with tons of possibilities and things to do, I'm worried that every single aspect of this game will have the minimal amount of content, and that everything will be recycled after the first hour
God,
of
I
the game,
think
and
he's
that
gonna
other
be
than
so
the main
wrong.
storyline, everything else is
might
just
be right.
boring filler, with every task
Hey.
being a repeat of the previous one, every NPC being a copy, and the world that you can explore on your broomstick being filled with nothing but trees. It's like they made an ocean's worth of stuff, but it's
was
only an
funny.
inch deep, and with everything they're throwing us, it's kind of pointing in that direction. Their ambition is cranked so high and they're reaching for the golden snitch, but there's just no way they're gonna grab it. There's too much going on in this game, and the little studio behind
This video is
Little Ace
good,
in
though.
Action just might not have it in them to pull
The
it off.
edits is
But
perfect.
I really hope I'm wrong. I really, really hope this
I
game
hope
is
you're wrong,
amazing,
bro.
that it's filled with rich content
I
and
hope
deep
you're
systems, and
100%
really does
wrong.
bring the world of Harry Potter to life. I really hope we all don't get hit with a
That boy said, that boy Voldemort. Voldemort. What the fuck? Hey, this was a good video and all that, but I disagree with every single thing he said. But it was a great video. This shit was fucking good, bro. He made his points, and I made my points too now. No beef. Great, that was a great video. All right, y'all. Y'all be easy, man. Sarcasm, same thing. You be easy, man. Y'all be easy, man. Y'all have a good fucking day.
Congruently moving through all this pain, maneuvering shame, strategies tragically move the same. We the society properly seek redeem, forming passion while rapping these words intact on my knees. Hatred collab in this world is fuck with esteem. Seen laughing, I mean the mean, stab backs in between the schemes. Y'all niggas hate each other, blacks killing blacks over